Hi everyone, welcome to 24/7 Differenter. I'm your host today, Kenny Thacker, with my amazing, awesome guest and good friend, Jazmin Chavez. How are you, Jazmin?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Great, good to see you again as always. The last time I saw you was about a little over a month ago, but we always have a good time when we're together, talking about life, diversity, and all that great stuff. So for the people out there that didn't have a chance to meet you the last time you were here at JWT, can you tell the people who you are and what you do?
My name is Jazmin Chavez, and I'm a social media strategist here in New York for a Latino civil rights organization called Latino Justice PearlDAF, as well as a social media director for East Willie B. And I also run my own boutique social media communications firm here in New York.
Cool. So, what have you been up to since the last time I saw you?
Since the last time you saw me, in my work in regards to civil rights and Latino activism and advocacy, we had immigration reform that kicked in April. So it didn't kick in, but the legislation came up. So I'm currently working at a national and at a statewide level for the social media and advocacy communications for that campaign. And then we also launched the very first season of East Willie B. So that came out in March. We're currently in episode number 4, and it's a fantastic show for those of you who have not seen it. It's eastwillieb.com. And in regards to other stuff, I'm getting ready to speak at different places across the country. So I'll be at Netroots Nation in June, and I'm also hoping to be at MediaCon in June as well out in LA. So a lot of fun projects coming up, just good stuff all around.
All right, now, for those that don't know what East Willie B is, could you just break them down really quick what East Willie B is about?
Absolutely. So East Willie B is a Latino comedy web series. It's basically like a Latino Cheers. And it's a really important project because basically Julia Grow, Benjamin Segal, who are the co-producers, found that there really wasn't a place for Latino actors and producers and writers to be able to really create and voice what it is to be an American Latino, or just about their experiences here in New York. So we launched a 50K and 50Day Kickstarter campaign last year. We were able to raise the $50,000. Actually, we raised a little bit over $50,000, so that we could fund a full season of East Willie B. So it's an online web series. It's eastwillieb.com. On YouTube, you can find the videos. We have really great actors. Rick Gonzalez, Tego Calderon was in the last episode with his music. Joel Ortiz. Flaco Navaja, and so it's just a really funny online series about what it means, not even just to be an American Latino in the country, but to be like a person of color growing up in a gentrified community. So
very, very cool. So past East Willie B and the stuff you're currently working on, what's next for Jazmin?
Oh my gosh, there's just so much, like, just fun things that are going on. There's Latism, which is Latinos in Social Media 2013. It's actually going to be here in New York in September. So working to get in my proposals there to be able to speak on Latinos in advocacy, but also about East Willie B. There's a lot of work going on around the immigration reform campaign, just simply because this is probably the closest that we've come to it in 13 years. And if it doesn't pass this time around, we're looking at waiting another 15 years. And that is something that our communities really can't wait for. So one of my favorite pastimes, surprisingly enough, is actually monitoring anti-immigrant and hate groups online.
Okay.
I mean, a little part of me dies every time I like their Facebook page. But when we do online communications, we really have to be able to know what our opponents are doing to give them the counter punch.
Totally.
With East Willie B, we're gonna keep going. We have a lot of great events planned this summer. There's a Google Hangout next week. And I'm just really excited to see where it all goes, and I'm really excited to be traveling this summer and presenting at different conferences across the nation.
Okay, cool. And for those of you that are, just currently learning about East Willie B right now from Jazmin, as Jazmin knows, actually right now East Willie B and Differenter are in talks to make something happen soon in June, to do like a little fundraiser, our own little Kickstarter kind of event with East Willie B, hopefully in the next coming weeks in June. So for those of you out there, please definitely tune in to East Willie B, because it's going to be a good time. Now let's just jump on to a totally different topic, but definitely on the essence of the conversation that we're having. Jazmin, you do a lot of great work social marketing wise. You also use your lawyer skills to definitely help you hone in on all the great things that you're doing. But how important do you feel is diversity in the work that you're doing right now?
I mean, I think diversity is incredibly important in every single aspect of my work. I mean, everything from social media management, from creating or being a creative, or just even marketing in general. I think people of color, Latinos, African Americans, Asian Americans, whatever it might be, we bring a very different perspective to the table. And especially as creatives, we bring a whole different aspect to the work that we do. And I mean, even with programs such as like East Willie B, we're bringing in a different voice to the whole topic of gentrification that we don't usually understand, and we're doing it in a comedic fashion. We know how to use comedy as a sense of comic relief when we're talking about these really serious topics in our communities, and we're also using the same thing for comedy in regards to like really serious topics like immigration reform, or really hateful legislation that's popping up across the country. So I think diversity just in general is just incredibly important, because we need to see more of us in the higher positions. We need to see more of us working in corporate America. We also need to see more of us continue to doing community organizing work, and also bringing our stories in the storytelling process of marketing or even in advocacy, because it's the same process.
Sounds good. So of course, the $1 million question, as in every 24/7 Differenter show, is what makes you Differenter, Jazmin Chavez?
I think for me, I am trained as a lawyer, so I do have my law degree, and I'm also very creative. So for me, I'm really fortunate that I can be able to really allow these two to interconnect and to play off of each other, because for me, the social media management and strategy component of it is all strategy. It's all similar to legal strategy of what I would be doing in a courtroom if I were to go against basically an opponent or whatever it might be. And I think the creative part of that is that I've always kind of nurtured my creative side, and even though I didn't know how it would quite fit in, maybe when I was in law school, I feel like not being afraid to fuse both of them together makes me a bit of a differenter.
Totally. I'm totally on board with you about not being afraid, and definitely I'm nurturing and waking up that creative side. I think is totally important for us as a people in general, as minorities. I think sometimes it's overlooked. But I'd like to thank you so very much for meeting with me here today on 24/7 Differenter, and everyone out there, definitely check her out. You've seen her website, JazminChavez.com, and all the other great stuff that you mentioned before. Support. Did I say support enough?
I don't think you did. But that's another thing. One last thing. As as a community, as Latinos, African Americans, or as just people of color, we really need to support our projects.
Yes.
If it's anything from Lenox Avenue, the series, to East Willie B, to whatever it might be.
To 24/7 Differenter.
24/7 Differenter. We have to support our work, and we have to support our people and lift each other up. So that's really important in regards to all the work that we're doing as young professionals.
Definitely. And if you guys have never seen Lenox Avenue as well, another plug, to my man Al Thompson. Just great show, you know what I mean? So check it out. So from Lenox Avenue, East Willie B, 24/7 Differenter, we're all dropping episodes practically every week. So you can't ignore us. We are here.
Yes.
So definitely check us out. And once again, my sister, I thank you a million times over and over and over again.
No,
and everybody, thanks for tuning in. Catch you next week on 24/7 Differenter.
Caminando por la calle bajo el sol y no siento nada, estoy platicando a solas en mi habitación y no siento nada.